Hello folks, and welcome back. On this episode we're going to troubleshoot and repair the electrical side of the Suburban water heater. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. First thing we'll do is point out the electrical components inside the water heater here. Now this is the 10-gallon Suburban water heater, the SW10DE. The unique thing about Suburban water heaters, the SW6DE and the SW10DE water heaters, other than the tank size, they are the exact same. We're going to use this one today to show you what we've got here because it's a little easier to see. And it will also show you some of the troubleshooting on ours. So let's go ahead and begin. The first thing down here is going to be the power switch. And this is where your 110 volts is going to come in to power the actual electric heating element. This is going to be where the 110 volt heating element is located. And then behind this panel is where your thermostats for the gas and electric are located. To troubleshoot the electrical side of your water heater. On your water heater, there's going to be three things that can go bad to stop the electrical from working. First is going to be this switch down here, which that's the most common thing that goes bad. And on mine, I leave mine on all of the time. And when I want to use hot water, I turn the breaker on inside the trailer. And when I want to turn the water heater off, I turn the breaker off. That way I'm never working that switch. So hopefully that'll extend the life on mine. Next up here is going to be your thermostats back here, and we'll take the cover off in just a minute. They very rarely go bad, but they can go bad, and we'll go ahead and show you how to check them and make sure they're good. And then the final thing behind this panel right here is going to be the water heating element, and that's the second most common thing that goes bad. And the way it normally goes bad is because people will turn their water heater on with no water in it, and if you do that, it'll burn that heating element out in a matter of minutes. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is take this cover off and this cover off. Alright, to take these covers off, I'm going to use the standard nut driver. Take the screws out of the top cover here. And you gotta just kind of work it in here. The metal pieces for the gas side are right up next to it. But once you get the screw out, I'm just gonna set the screw right here so I know where it's at. And then do the same on the other side. Now, the warning here is when you pull this off, there is going to be 120 volts. You can see I'm hooked to the trailer right now. And I do have the breaker on and my water heater is full of water. Because I got to make sure that this switch is working. So what I'm going to make sure is that I'm getting 120 volts here, which comes from that switch. As long as I've got 120 volts there, I know that switch is working. So the warning here is you have to be careful. There is going to be 120 volts behind this panel when you pull it off. Do not touch any of the wiring in here at this point. Now on the back side of this panel, there's going to be a gasket. You want to make sure you keep that gasket intact because that's what seals it up to keep water out of it during normal operation. Now, what you have here, and I'm going to use my probe to point, this side over here is your AC side. This is your normal AC thermostat right here. This is going to be the backup one. If this one goes bad and it overheats the water, this one is going to trip. You have to press this little button to reset it. This side is the DC side for your gas. They should be low voltages, 12 volts over here. And we're going to it works basically the same way as this side, except for this controls the DC side or the gas side. And when it gets to normal temperature, this opens up, shuts off the gas valve. When it cools off, this closes, turns the gas valve on, and starts your burner. This is at over temperature. If this one goes bad, this one is a protection to keep it from overheating. Now we're going to go ahead and check the 120 volts. I want to make sure I've got 120 volts right here. And I'm going to have to set the camera down to do that so I can measure it. But I'm going to put a meter lead here and then my ground meter to the actual gas valve to make sure I've got 120 volts across that on that terminal. Okay, I just checked it. I've got 120 volts on that terminal. Now I'm going to go ahead and just disconnect power from the trailer. You can see now my power is off. So there's no voltage on it. There's no 120 volts going to the trailer. And take your meter again, put it on this point right here and on your gas valve and see if you've got 120 volts. Now I have 0 voltage there. So now we're going to check continuity between across these switches and across down to our heating element to make sure that it's working properly. Before I check continuity on these thermostats, I went inside, I ran the hot water until I had cold water coming out to ensure these thermostats are closed now. At this point, we're going to put our meter on ohms to measure resistance. First thing we're going to do, we're going to pop this wire off. Now the reason we're pulling this wire off is to make sure we have no feedback of any kind from anywhere else for the volt current, for the for the resistance. So now we're going to take our meter. So we're going to measure across these two terminals, and you can hear the beep. That means that that's good. Here again across these two terminals, that means it's good. So now we're going to check the actual heating element, and we're going to do the same thing. This one has 3 screws. I'm going to take these out. And this one up here, they like to hide it behind the gas valve, so it's a little hard to get to, but you can get to it. And then these, the last one here on the right. And then here again, we're just going to pull this cover off, same way we did before. And here again, there's a gasket on the back side of it also. Now we're going to take our ohm meter again, and we're going to measure across the 2 terminals of the element to see what the resistance is. And ours right now is 10 ohms, which means that the element is good. If it showed 0 ohms or that the element was shorted, then that would mean that it's bad. Or if it shows an open circuit, in other words, infinity ohms, that would mean the element was bad also. You want 10 ohms approximately for this element. Now, if your element is bad and you do have to replace it, you're going to remove these 2 screws here to take the 2 wires off. Then you're going to use a standard water heater element wrench, which you can get it at any hardware store. And you just unscrew it, take it out. You're going to put the new element in, which has a new gasket already on it. Tighten it down and hook your 2 screws back up. Now back to our thermostats up here. If when we checked our thermostat we found out it was bad, then we go ahead and replace it. Now the gas one over here and the electric one over here, they're the exact same setup, so this would work also if your gas one was bad. So now let's go ahead and show you how to replace this. To replace it, we're going to go ahead and take the nut and center off. Just use a nut driver, take it off. It's got a captive washer on it. And then once you've got the nut off, pull it out, pull your 2 wires off, put your 2 wires on your new one, put it back in, and screw it down. Then go ahead and just put your 2 covers back on, making sure you put all of the screws in. Now in your initial checks, if you weren't getting 120 volts up to your thermostat, it's going to be your switch here that's bad. So what you need to do is replace it. And how you replace it is you're just going to have to pry it out. It just clips in there. There's going to be 2 wires on the back. Make sure your power is turned off. Pull the 2 wires off the old switch, put the 2 wires on the new switch, and then press it back into the hole. Well, that concludes the maintenance on our Suburban water heaters. Remember, this is the same for the 10-gallon or the 6-gallon. We hope this helps you out. If you've got any questions, go ahead and drop us a line. We'll try to answer them for you. I'll put links for the switch, the thermostats, and the element down in the description below. With that being said, we want to tell you we appreciate you watching and thank you very much for your support, and we'll see you in the campground.